Technically, 90% of men are incels. 90% of men aren't having sex, aren't dating. And would you penetrate yourself? If you wouldn't sleep with yourself, why would some other girl be so excited to sleep with you? Here, look at yourself and think, is that the guy that you want to penetrate you? Imagine you're a girl. Would you get down on your knees to the point that like you got some friction burn on your fucking kneecaps and suck your own dick?
I kinda get what he's saying, but I'm not gay.
I'd slip myself a crippler.
So if you put some of your money into a company like Apple, or you put it into like, you know, the big like index funds like Apple and like 500 different companies, you're giving them money to help them with their business, and you're hoping that since they think that you're a good boy, they'll give you a little bit more money in return. I think your PP size has to be very small for that, because if you understand this concept of investing, why would you invest in someone else's business instead of your own?
This guy really doesn't understand investing.
Yeah, you know, if your cat's been misbehaving, yeah, go get it castrated. It's a normal thing. Have you ever really stopped to just think like, shit, like, that's kind of what I'm doing to myself when I jack off? You're castrating yourself, man.
Science kind of disproves everything you just said, but okay.
This is gonna sound weird. You need to be hit in the face. I will repeat that again. As a young man, you need to be hit in the face consistently. Trust me. When one gorilla becomes the alpha, he sleeps with all 5 of the female ones. He sleeps with all 5, tries to impregnate them, and once he's done, literally like inseminating all 5, then he maybe lets number 2, like his right-hand man, the gorilla below him, sleep with the rest of them too. Maybe the right-hand man, number 2, gets 3 of them or 4 of them. Maybe number 3 male gorilla gets like 1 of them. And the bottom 4 gorilla and the 5th gorilla jack off in the corner. 20% of men are literally coming on the wall. Like 20% of men, they fap and they don't nut into tissues. They literally just do it all over the floor and the bed sheets. Like the bottom 20% of men are wall comers.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Then from 20 to 50 is like the really weird guys. They just stink, they're just weird as fuck. You barely see them out or anything. They're the kind of guys who watch porn all the time and everything. When you get to the top 1% of men, at that point, pretty much every woman you ever see is either yours or she's another guy's who's at the top 1%. I'm better than like 99% of the people who are my age. I sound like a massive fucking dick. You're not supposed to say that in this modern day, are you? Everyone's so fucking pathetic these days that you're not allowed to say what is a blatant fucking fact.
I'm more narcissistic than 99% of people my age.
I'm better than like 99% of the people who are my age. You need to be hit in the face. Everyone says, okay, yeah, 7 to 8 hours of sleep, but sleep is not the same as hours in bed. Everyone allocates like 8 hours to bed, 7 hours to bed. If you actually like track your sleep meticulously, you'll realize that hours in bed is not the same as hours actually asleep. They put on more calories and more fat just because they were told the second milkshake was more unhealthy. That should blow your fucking mind. Or start going to sleep, tape in your mouth. So I go to sleep every single night with a little bit of tape like this just over my lips.
It works even better if you cuff your hands to the bed frame.
Propaganda that's being spread to young men these days and telling you to open up to your girlfriends. You want a girl who's obsessed with you? I'm gonna teach you some fucking truthful, like somewhat dark shit, but you want a girl who's obsessed with you, bro? Make her feel all the emotions possible. Make her cry. Make her happy. Excite her. Scare her. Make her feel any emotion possible. Disgust her. Make her angry. Make her so happy. Make her like so happy she cries.
Someone finally says the truth! So powerful! That's kind of abusive.
As a man, that's one of our greatest strengths. We can choose to feel angry. I can literally turn on my anger right now and I can turn it off. I can choose what I want to feel. Spend a week away from technology, meditate for a couple of weeks. So you can choose what you want to feel. And feminine women are only attracted to men who are like stoic, cold rocks, even though they don't want to admit this. The rise of this message of telling men to open up perfectly correlates with the rise of male suicides. Less men kill themselves when we were masculine. The rise of this message being spread to men perfectly correlates with the rise of suicides. People don't realize how manipulative and evil this is. That I am seen as the bad guy for telling you to be stoic. When men were more stoic and more masculine back in the 1900s, suicide was less common. They've got to be stupid to believe calories in, calories out. Like, oh, but it's physics, the laws. Bro, what actually matters is what this nutrition is doing to our hormones. None of the fitness influencers know anything more than just, oh, calories and like 76 grams of protein. Whatever you eat just has an effect on your hormones. And when you eat shitty junk food, your hormones get fucked. Sugar skyrockets your insulin. Your insulin goes up, your leptin goes down, and that causes you to overeat.
As a doctor, this makes me laugh. You literally said leptin decreases so you eat more at the end. Therefore, it literally is calories in versus calories out. Hormones play a role, but it's not as big as you think.
Oh, this new narrative that you keep hearing that men should open up and be emotional and be in touch with their feminine side, it's pure bull. This like femininity is all about like being focused on love and not like her career just yet. Too many guys overlook this with this attitude of like, oh, but I don't care what anyone thinks of me. That's so unnatural. People around you, their opinion should matter to you. You should care what people think about you. 20% of men are literally coming on their wall. Like 20% of men, they fap and they don't nut into tissues. They literally just do it all over the floor and the bed sheets. Like the bottom 20% of men are wall comers.